We do have the investor, a big investor at Agnikul Cosmos, and to talk about from the investor side, from a VC side, how are they feeling at this moment? Because surely it's a very big moment of pride for India. We are joined by Agnibaan, a key investor at Agnikul, and he is the managing partner at Artha Ventures Fund. So Anirudh, thank you so much for giving us your time this evening, and it's a pleasure having you on the show. And surely a proud moment for India, a proud moment for you, I'm sure, as an investor. Let's start by what was that interesting moment for you that you bet on Agnikul before anyone could even look at it?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us here, Vinny. And this definitely is an incredible moment for the 140 crore Indians, because a company that didn't even exist 5 years ago has touched the skies in many ways, in more ways than one. Agnikul was referred to us by a fellow fund manager. When it came to us for the first round, we were convinced on the team, and the team, even at that time, very, very motivated set of individuals. We did not have the confidence on the global market, and we were not that very well educated on space tech. So it took us probably another 8 to 9 months to educate ourselves. And by the time they had come out with the second round, and at that time, they came back with actual customer references. They had, signed MOUs with customers who said that as long as you have a rocket, we will put a satellite on it. And that to me was validation, that there was a real customer need. And by that time, we had also visited different ecosystems and understood that there was a huge lacuna, a huge need, a real problem that, these small satellites would not get space in the larger rockets. And some of them could be waiting for months, sometimes even for years, to get to space. And sometimes the technology would be outdated by the time they got the slot to go to space. And Agnikul solved that problem by giving a rocket that was not massive. It can carry anywhere between 10 kilos to 300 kilos. And it was still cost efficient. And it could get a satellite to space faster than anyone else. And I think that as a value proposition, as a customer proposition, makes a lot of sense. See, we are not a technical team. We leave that to the brilliant minds at IIT Madras, at ISRO, at InSpace, and the other tech funds that have co-invested with us. We leave it to them to understand the technology part of it. We at Artha Venture Fund want to look at the dhanda part of it. Dhanda kaise banega? And what we saw was there was a real need, and if executed the way the founders wanted to, this could become a multi-million dollar business on a weekly basis, not even on an annual basis. And after that, it was fairly easy to convince the investment committee and make this investment.
Absolutely. You were looking at the dhanda part, like you said, but how much more of a change have you seen in this tech side, space tech side specifically? And is that something that's very interesting for the fund? And would you be looking at more of such companies?
Absolutely. See, I think the privatization of ISRO, right, in many ways, with InSpace coming in and allowing the private players to access this incredible infrastructure that ISRO has created, it's a game changer, right? And that after that, if you look at the number of space tech companies coming out of India, they're incredible, right? You've got a Skyroot, you've got Galaxy, and we continue to now look at this sector very deeply, because it is not just some technology investment you're making. There's a real business case to have and be in space, and for multiple different reasons. Space has a use case for pharmaceuticals, it has a use case for agriculture, it has multiple use cases. Getting to space itself is extremely expensive. How many of us know today, Vinny, that there are 9,900 satellites circling us at this moment above us? Sometimes when you're looking at a star, chances are you're looking at a satellite and thinking that it's a star, because there's that many number of satellites up there. And even then, many of the countries still don't have a satellite in space. Many of the countries out there, how are they going to get the access to data, the access to the information that is required to managing their own country's resources? And then obviously you've got, the Amazons and the Teslas of the world that want to put up satellites in space to beam internet across the world. There is just so many use cases that have not been explored yet. And I think we're just at the cusp of what is going to be a multi-trillion dollar industry in space. And we are definitely excited and continue to back more companies in the space tech realm.
Okay, Anirudh, thank you so much, for joining in with us this evening on ET Now, talking to us about space tech, fintech, as well as what else is looking interesting to you. That was Agnibaan, a key investor at Agnikul Cosmos. That's the word of the day, as well as he is the managing partner at Artha Venture Fund. Thank you so much, Anirudh, for joining in with us.
Thank you so much, Vinny.
But with that, that was all about Agnikul Cosmos. That was what was trending today. And we're going to slip into a very short break on that note.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.